So one of the reasons why Salesforce is so popular, it has very strong reporting functionality available within the system. However, there are more advanced tools available for data mining and data strategy, which is like something like Tabular and Power BI. But we have reports in Salesforce and dashboards helps doing a lot of reporting within the system, and they are very useful. So let's try and see what all report options we have in Salesforce and how we can as an admin create them, or as a user as well. As a user, I can also create reports, and as an admin, I can create reports for myself and for other users as well. Let's see how we can create reports. You go to the reports tab on to the app. If you don't see this report tab here, then search for reports here and you should see coming up here. Let's look at what kind of reports we can create and how we can create a report. So let's click on this button, new report, and then it would give us this pop-up and it would ask us to select the report type. A report type is basically the objects which are available in the report for us to create a report on that. You can select any object here. So let's say I want to select accounts and contacts. So we have a couple of report types available for that. We'll come to what report types are, but let's look at creating report first. Let's say I just want to create a report on account. Let's do it this way first. So now we have selected our report type and we are here. So the moment you select your report type and click create, you would see a window like this. Then it would have certain fields selected by default, which would show up as column. And then you can create filters here. So let's say, like in this case, it has by default picked show me all accounts. And then the ones which were created on or after this particular date, we can change that date as well. Like right now, you would have noticed that this particular section has gone now gray. This is because we have changed filters here. The Salesforce doesn't automatically refresh it here. It used to do some time back, but because what happens in most of the cases, the data lying inside the database is so much, and the query while you are editing filters gets modified very often. So hence, Salesforce has stopped doing that refresh during runtime, and there's do a forceful refresh here by clicking refresh. You can check this box where you say update preview automatically. But the moment you do that, will happen. Let me show you. So let's say I want to, I'll add prospect. Now, did you see that icon rolling for a moment? That's the loading icon, and because there's very less data in my database right now in this particular OR, it was very quick to do that. But if you have hundreds of thousands of records, then it would keep on rolling and it would not let you add other filters as well. It's always preferable to keep this thing off and then first add all of your filters and then forcefully click refresh or click update preview. This is just of the tips which I have learned over time. So now you see this has gone gray again and I can press refresh, but I'm not doing that for the moment. Now I would add a few more fields. So there are two ways to add fields here. Either I can click on this column and select the field here and they would keep on getting added. Now what I can do is I can change the order of these fields by just doing a drag and drop. That can be done. Or what I can do is, if I don't know the field name, then I can click here and this would show me all the fields which are available here within this particular account object, and then I can add those fields. So what I need to do is I need to do a double click and this would be added. So I've got billing country added to the top. So this is what happens. This is some point to be noted, that when you do a double click from here, the field will be added to the top, and when you select a field from here, it would be added to the bottom. There's no reason behind it I am aware of, but this is how it happens. So just making you aware about it. And then you can obviously, once you have got the field, you can change the order. So let's say I want to put this down and I want to put this to the top. This is just a personal choice based on what you think should be the order or the sequence of these fields based on your understanding of the business. Do it that way. And now if I refresh, so this would give me a tabular view. So this is a type of report called tabular report. Let's do a save and run and see how it looks like. So we'll call it tabular report. Like everywhere else in Salesforce, it has automatically given us a unique name, which has removed the white spaces and put up underscore. You can add a description to explain what this report does. And then you can also select the location of this report. I'm keeping it for default, but we'll talk about report folders in a minute. Let's save it. So this is our tabular report which has come up. That's how it looks like. As an administrator, you can create report. If your total records within the report are more than 2000, then it will show you the total number of record count, let's say 4000 something. But on the screen, you can only see 2000 records and not more than that. It would show you a warning sign here as well that on the screen you can only see 2000 records. This is because of the memory limitations within the browser, and that's why Salesforce has limited it to 2000 records. Now what I can do is I can view the filters which I added to the report, and what another option I have is that I can subscribe to this report. So what does subscription means? So when I do a subscribe, get this report in my inbox on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, or on a monthly basis. I can select the time, at what time I want to do it. Let's say I want to get it daily at 9 a.m. in my inbox. I can attach it as a file, attach it in two formats. I can attach it in the formatted report, which is XLS, or I can do a CSV, and then I can select the encoding as well. This totally depends on to the user which you are subscribing to and how he wants it to receive as. Some just want it as formatting, some want it as formatted, others want it as a CSV because they want to use it in some other database, or they just want to upload it somewhere. It totally depends how they want it. Let's go with the formatted one, and then you can add who to run the report as. So you can run as yourself, or you can run as the person who wants this report. This would basically differentiate the set of data. So because you are the administrator, you would pull all the data, but when you run it as some other user, they would just get whatever data that is visible to them. Remember sharing settings? That's what's going to change the data visibility here. This condition, in addition to subscribing, you can set up conditions on this report. You will be notified when these conditions are met. This is something which I have not seen, but yeah, which I have not used much. But what you can do is when the record count is something more than that, or you can add more conditions. Basically, it's just record count here in this report. You can say if record count is greater than 0, then notify me. I personally have not seen very useful, but you should be aware that there's such an option available if you come across such a requirement. So similarly, you can schedule it for weekly and monthly. Try doing it once for yourself and see how it goes. The moment you click save, it would get assigned. As a point of view, you can only have 5, you can only be subscribed to 5 reports. So when you run the report as me, so because you are an admin, you can only subscribe to 5 reports. So make sure you don't subscribe to all of the reports for each of the users as yourself. Just assign them as them, run them as the other person. You're not getting an option to add the recipients here because this is currently saved in a private folder. I will talk about folders and then we'll come back here, but that's how you subscribe to a report. Then what the next option is export. So the moment I said there you can only see 2000 rows, but there are more rows in the report, and how do you see them then, right? So you click on export, then again you see the same option. You export it as formatted or you export it as a CSV. So when you export it, you get a tabular view here, and let's see how it looks like. So it's opening. So this is how your report, your formatted report will come like. It gives you all the headers and everything, and nicely formatted and everything. If you do a CSV, I'll show you a CSV as well. So if you export it as a CSV, so then it would come up something like this, which is not very nicely formatted. So this is a way you can export the reports as well. You can delete the report. Then there are these two options, which is add to a campaign. So when you click here, what you can do is you can add all of these accounts to the campaign, and you can select the member status. You need to first select a campaign which we don't have in our case. Campaigns is something which is part of the marketing bit, but we'll talk about it sometime later. But yeah, so you can add all of these members to the campaign as well. That's one way. And then you can add it to a dashboard from here as well, and then it would ask you to which dashboard you want to add it to, or you can create a new dashboard. We'll come to it when we create a dashboard. Let's go back to our report.
If you have any questions, you can join the QA session, which happens every Friday, and please drop in your comments, feedback, and any questions in the comment section, and I'll get back to you.